The silence beneath Mercy. In the folds of the Appalachian Mountains, where the fog clings to the trees like memory refusing to fade, there lies a town that doesn't exist on any map. Mercy, West Virginia. No signs point to it. No GPS will guide you there. But if you've lost something you can't name, something that aches in your bones more than your heart, you might find it. June Holloway didn't believe in places like Mercy. She was a journalist from Chicago, sharp-minded and skeptical, with a voice that could cut through silence. Her sister, Claire, had died 6 months ago. A car crash. No witnesses. No last words. Just a phone call and a funeral. June hadn't cried. She hadn't screamed. She had simply stopped sleeping. Then came the letter. No return address. No stamp. Just her name, written in a hand she hadn't seen since childhood. Inside, a single sentence. She's waiting in Mercy. June didn't pack much. A notebook, a camera, a bottle of sleeping pills she never used. She drove south, past the cities, past the towns, until the road narrowed into gravel and the trees grew thick enough to block the sky. And then, without warning, she was there. Mercy looked like it had been forgotten by time. Wooden houses with peeling paint. A diner with no name. A church with no cross. People moved slowly, deliberately, like they were underwater. And none of them spoke. Not a word. June tried. She asked for directions, for a hotel, for a phone signal. They only looked at her, eyes wide and wet, as if she were something they'd buried long ago and didn't expect to see again. She found a room above the diner. The woman who handed her the key had a scar across her throat and tears in her eyes. June didn't ask. She didn't want to know. That night, she dreamed of Claire. Not the way she remembered her, laughing, wild, full of fire, but standing in the middle of a field, barefoot, staring at the sky. Around her, the townspeople of Mercy stood in silence, watching the sunset. And Claire turned to June and whispered, "You didn't say goodbye." June woke with blood on her hands. She hadn't been hurt. But the sheets were stained, and her palms throbbed like she'd been digging through stone. She checked her camera. There were photos she hadn't taken, images of the church, the diner, the field. And in every photo, Claire was there. Watching. The next day, June went to the church. Inside, there was no altar. No pews. Just a mirror, tall and cracked, covered in ash. She touched it, and the ash fell away like snow. Her reflection didn't move. It stared at her, eyes hollow, mouth open in a silent scream. Behind her, someone whispered. Not a voice. A breath. A memory. She turned, but the church was empty. She began to understand. Mercy wasn't a town. It was a threshold. A place for those who had been left behind, not the dead, but the forgotten. Those whose names had never been spoken after they were gone. Those who had no last words. Claire was one of them. June found the field from her dream. At 7:06 p.m., the townspeople gathered. No one spoke. No one moved. They simply watched the sky, as if waiting for it to bleed. June stood among them. She whispered Claire's name. The sky turned red. The ground trembled. And Claire appeared. Not as a ghost. Not as a vision. But real. Solid. Breathing. She didn't speak. She simply held June's hand. And June understood the price. To bring someone back from Mercy, you had to leave something behind. A memory. A truth. A part of yourself. June gave her voice. She never spoke again. But Claire lived. And Mercy faded. No one remembers the town now. No one speaks its name. But sometimes, in the mountains of West Virginia, you'll hear silence so deep it feels like a scream. And if you've lost something you can't name, you might find yourself driving down a road that doesn't exist. And mercy will be waiting.